Good morning. Hi, you guys. Well, hi, me. We'll see if anybody gets on. I just wanted to jump on real quick this morning and do a highlight and contour basics. So a mascara basics tutorial for those of you that don't know what mascara is or what highlight and contouring, they call it HAC. That's Maskcara's little logo is hacking all about highlighting and contouring. And I wanted to get on here and just kind of do basics for you. Oh, hi, James. Just do some basics for you so you guys that aren't familiar with the product know what it is. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the classroom collection that is on sale right now, which is an amazing deal. If you guys haven't tried mascara yet, I'm telling you that kit is the way to go, because you get the HAC Stack Compact, which holds 8 of the tins, which is what you get with the classroom collection. You get 8 tins, and including you choose your highlight color, and then mascara picks. It is important, James. Then mascara picks your contour color for you, and then everything else is basically really neutral colors that anybody can wear, fun to mix and match with. It also comes with your Stay Outside setting spray, so it's the setting spray with the SPF, and you also get the 30-second HAC brush with that. So the brush, the spray, the compact, 8 tins, all for $150. It's a fantastic deal. Okay, but to get started with just the basic highlight and contour, I'm going to go ahead and, I went ahead and put eye makeup on this morning, and I went ahead and sprayed my face with the Stay Spray for a primer, okay? So I'm just going to go over how super simple and easy it is with your 4, if you have a basic quad pack. Really all you need is 4 to start in your little tin. But it's so much more fun to have more to play with, okay? So I'm just gonna go in starting out with the highlight portion of the makeup. So I'm using June today, so I'm just gonna dab in there a little bit, and I will show you how long way a little bit goes, okay? So I like to start underneath my eyes and just kind of fan that out. And you're gonna see, it's like a 5-minute face. Really, that's what it is. And it spreads so well because it's a cream, so you don't need that much. A little bit goes a long way. Again, like I said, the only places you really need the highlight are where, like under your eyes, along your jawline, anything that you just need to kind of even out in your skin tone. But like I'm telling you, like it's super, super fast. You can also use, it works different for everybody as far as how you like to apply it. I kind of like to brush it on, and you can circle motions, you can stipple it in depending on what part of your face. I always go back in with our Perfector sponge and blend everything out. I feel like I need a little more coverage here, so just kind of going in the center and kind of blending outward. But you notice I'm not doing like the perimeter of my face because I don't need to, okay? That's what's great about it. I only need it just around, I mean, everybody only needs it, not just me, because I got things to cover, okay? But that's our basic first step. Also in the classroom collection, if you want, it comes linen is one of the nice, it's a really great under eye brightener. So I'm gonna go in there just to brighten up the darkness under my eye. So just tapping that small end of the brush in there just a little bit, and we're just gonna bring that down just to brighten up under that eye area. Again, I already have a little bit of eyeshadow, and I have mascara on for time's sake, just so you guys didn't have to watch me put that on. And also, that's, you know, I'm saving you guys something, because I think even after wearing mascara for 30 years, I still end up poking it somewhere where I don't want it, and then having to wipe it off. Okay, but just right there, see, look at the difference in the brightness under this eye versus this eye. Okay, and that took me what, 2 seconds? So I'll go back in with the linen. I'm going to brighten up. I want that same brightness under this eye. Okay, and you notice I bring it under the eye, but you want to bring that light This is where we want the light in our faces, okay? This is where we want to brighten up. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Kendra. Okay, so that's where we want the light. But see, again, there we go. So much brighter, so much more awake, and that took no time at all. Okay, the next step would be the contour. So I'm using ash today, so that's this color here for the contour. And what you want to do for your contour is you want to find where your cheekbone is. I can feel it right here. So, and you basically want to start it, so it's going to be like at the top of the ear, and you want to follow that cheekbone like you're hugging it. And you want to basically draw a line down to about the center of your eye, because that's gonna create where you would have a natural shadow on your face, and it's gonna create lift in your cheekbones, okay? So I like to get that just kind of almost on the side of my brush. So you flip, this was the end we put the highlight on, so we're gonna put the contour on the other side. So here, I'm gonna feel here, and I'm gonna start up at that side, and I'm just gonna go down toward my mouth. Now, if you have a super thin face, you can carry it around and kind of hug that cheekbone underneath to give lip. But look at already that side, where my cheekbone is versus this side, okay? So you just kind of bring that in. Again, flip that over, blend that out, okay? Can you see what I'm doing there? Then I'm gonna do that with the other side. So again, right underneath the cheekbone, you're gonna bring that line down. I like to kind of stipple it on a little bit, so that way I'm already starting to blend it. Makes the process even a little bit faster, like you even need it to be faster, okay? So you see that? How it creates the lift in my cheekbones? Again, the versatility of this being a cream, if I get it down a little too far, I just flip it back over with where some of that highlight was and just clean that line up just a little bit. Or if I think, oh, I got too close in, you just want to clean that up right there. Now, me, giant forehead, 5 head, I call it. 5, see, 5 fingers, my forehead, okay? Not everybody has that, lucky you. But if you do, I want to bring the shadow in on my forehead, so where the light is more the center of my face. So to do that, I would take the contour, and I'm gonna just bring it in around the outside, almost like a diamond shape here, okay? So I'm gonna pull it down, and just right around the edges here, just to create some shadowing on my forehead. And look at now, see where the light, it creates the illusion that my forehead is a little bit smaller because it's darker on the outside. And I'll blend that in more with the Beauty Blender. I'll show you with our Perfector sponge, sorry, when we go more. But just that shadowing, then again, the light then is in the center of my face. And I'll also take what's left on that brush, and I'll go along my jawline just to kind of chisel out a nice, strong jawline. And then underneath, so that we have the illusion that's like one chin. We only want one chin. Okay? See how easy that was? And that just, okay. Now, if I wanted to get fancy, I could contour down the sides of my nose and all that. For that, I would take a skinnier brush, because I feel like that other one's a little bit too big. But if I, just for purposes, I'll take a skinny brush, and I'll just kind of show you how you would take that contour right down the sides of your nose to kind of define it a little bit, if that makes sense. And it's funny because until I started doing this, I never realized how bony my nose was. Like a really bony nose. And then I would take the lighter highlight color in the center of the nose, and I just take a little bit of that on my finger and just swipe that down, okay? Then you're gonna take the same side of the contour and just kind of blend that out a little bit, just so that you've got a little more, so obviously you don't have lines, but then there's a little more definition to the nose, okay? Now we're gonna move on to the blush, because you're going like, oh, why are you leaving stripes on your face? We'll get there, we'll get there. I wanna show you though today, I'm gonna use a different brush than I normally would. In my everyday, I have the nude, which love it, absolutely love it. Really neutral, beautiful color, really nice natural look. But I wanna show you how versatile these colors are, and I'm going to put on a color that I wouldn't normally wear. Okay, so this is, let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to go with Ruby today. And you're, looks a little crazy. Looks like, okay, she's lost her mind. Trust me. I don't normally go for like a lot of blush, but you don't need much. So this one is our B squared brush. So the fluffier end is for powders, the more compact end is for blush, okay? So I'm just gonna dab that, just tap that in there. And trust me, again, they're creams, they're forgiving, they blend out beautifully. So I'm gonna go where the apples of my cheeks are, and I'm just gonna start tapping that in, okay? And I know you're going, oh my gosh, Raggedy Ann. That's what you think at first, I know. Trust me though, okay? So apples of your cheeks, and I just like to kind of stipple that in, and you go along, you go right above the contour that you created, okay? And again, trust me, because I'm gonna set this with powder, I'm gonna set it with setting spray. This will be so blended by the time I'm done with it, you won't be able to tell that I just like, but look how, I mean, that's pigmented. I barely tapped it in there. I mean, this stuff is gonna last forever. Okay, now, at this point, what I would do is I have my Perfector sponge already dampened. This thing is your best friend, I'm telling you. It just blends everything so nice. So I would go back in and I would just kind of tap that on, make sure there's nothing excess underneath my eyes. You don't want anything settling in anywhere, okay? And then I would blend out so that I don't have a line. Now, see, there's still that brightness in the center of my face. You still have the dark, but there's no line, if that makes sense. Now I'm gonna go along here, same thing, and just blend. And I just pat that around. So you just blend to your, I guess, taste is what, and I'm doing this, I don't have a mirror in here at all. I'm strictly on my phone. So that's another thing of how easy it is, okay? So I'm gonna blend that out, and I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, now what I would do, I'm gonna show you again how versatile this is. I'm gonna use the contour color in my brows. Because it's a cream, you can totally do that. I'm just gonna use a spoolie, the end of a spoolie brush to kind of brush them out. But that way you also don't need a separate brow product anymore, because you could just use your contour. So I'm just gonna take an angled brush that I happen to have. Maskcara actually does sell a spool brush that has a nice angled end that you could use, which is, I just need to get. There's a few of the brushes I still have yet to get. But the ash color just happens to be a good match for me, and likely the color that you're using for your contour is probably likely going to be a pretty good match for your brows. But I just need to fill in a little bit because, you know, they get sparse as we get older, and I have a scar right in the middle of mine. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened on the rest of my head, but I don't know what happened there. Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, so see how simple that, and then I just go back through and I'll just brush that out. Now, if I wanted to get more defined with it, I could, or I'd take, you know, probably a little easier if I'm not doing it in my phone, but I could go through and really define along the bottom here, fill that in a little bit more. But the point of that basically is just to show you the versatility. That's the same product. I didn't have to go get something else, which anything that can multitask like that, anything that's a time saver like that, I'll take, okay? So at this point, I'm done with the creams on my face. So now I would go back in and I would set it with the setting spray, okay? So I'm just gonna mist my face with that. Also, well, you know what? I'm gonna show you a little different today. Just, you can either spray it all over your face. I'm oily, so that tends to work better for me, but you could also spray it directly on your Perfector sponge, just like that. And then you can dab it, you can press it in, just kind of dab that around. So trust me, a couple sprays of that and the sponge it's on there. And then you're gonna go through and that's gonna set your makeup for the day. I also set with powder. But again, that's a personal preference thing. Some people really prefer kind of the dewy finish, which is great, that's fine. Some of us that are a little oilier, I don't, you know, I like the dewy in the beginning, and then I just start to look gross, and so I don't like that. So I like to set with powder. So after I've set everything with the setting spray, so you want to do the setting spray before you set it with powder if you choose to go that route. Okay, so then I'm just going to take a loose powder that I have. You can use, we have a setting powder, the Vanilla Dust setting powder, and that comes in a tin, or you can use, if you have a favorite setting powder, go for it. And so because this is a loose one I'm using today, I'm just going to dab my Perfector sponge in it, and I'm just going to start setting. Just going up under the eye, just lightly pressing that into my skin. That's really what's going to keep it from going anywhere, just kind of pressing that in. And again, this step is important for me just because I'm oily and because I like a little more of the soft focus finish. Not necessarily matte, but I like it to be a little more blurred. That's just the finish that I prefer. Now that everything is blended, take a look at that blush. Would you have thought that I had this bright pink color on? No, and actually, I might sometimes after I go through with my powder and I think, oh, maybe I want a little more. Maybe I'll just dab that a little bit right there, just to bring that brightness back. Oh, maybe I'll do that. Because they're creams, you can. Or if you say, no, I don't like that a little too much, go back in and blend it out a little more. They are so blendable. You really cannot make a mistake. That's my face. Now, if I also wanted to, I could take that same color that I used, where did I put it? Same color that I used on my cheeks, and this one actually happens to be a little bit of a glossy finish. They are lip and cheek colors. So I could take that, and I could finish my whole face. So put a little of that on. Now for me, I generally go with a deeper lip, not so bright. So if I thought, oh, that's a little bright, you could go in with your illuminator, which that's another thing available. An illuminator, the Dream one comes in the Classroom collection. So I could go over it because that has a tiny bit of shimmer to it. And see how that just mellows that out a little bit. And then the very last step, if you want to add any illuminator to your face, I would take that same Dream again, which is in the Classroom collection, and see, I'm just going to dab that on the top of my cheekbones. You just do that with your finger or your Perfector sponge. You can do it either way. And it's gonna, there we go. I was going to say, it's going to be hard to catch the light right where you see what that does. It just creates just a little bit of light reflection, that glow, you know, that everybody wants to have, is that glow. So it just depends on how the light hits. You can also take that up and just do a little bit on your brow bone to add a little bit of brightness. And you can also take it to the inner corners of your eye just to kind of, just a little bit of light reflection, brighten that up a little bit. That would be your last step on top of everything, because that's gonna, if you put powder over that, you're gonna take the shimmer away, if that makes sense. Okay, that's it. That's your 5-minute face. That is your hacking basics, highlight and contour. So you started out with your main color, then we brightened under the eyes, we added our contour, our blush, blended it all out, finished it off with some setting spray and powder, and you are good to go. So again, if you guys have questions, message me. If you're local, I can color match you in person. If you're not local, if you can send me a selfie where you're a few feet back, about 3 feet back from a window, natural light source. So no makeup on, just with that natural light, so I can get your skin tone. I can match you that way. You can always start with just the basic palette, which is 4, the basic quad. So when you buy 4 tins, you get the palette part for free. So say you buy 8 tins, then you get the hack stack. So this is the one that comes in the Classroom collection. So you would get, it's 8 tins total that fills this up, and you'll have your whatever highlight color that you need. You choose that. The mascara puts together the coordinating contour. Then you also get the linen, which was what I used underneath to brighten my eyes today. You get Plum, which is one of the blush colors. That is a super pretty color for fall. It's very, it's just a good fall color. I'm just trying to figure out where I put it. This one, there we go. You get Plum, you get the Dream Highlight, which I believe might be a limited edition, the Dream Highlight. You get, I believe, Bear, which is a little lighter shade than the Nude. Just a very soft, neutral blush. Scarlet, I think you get Cola, which is the darkest of contours, which is really good for like smoking out your eye, good eyeliner color. What else? I'm trying to think of exactly which colors come in it. But anyway, 8 tins and the hack stack and the 30-second hack brush and the Stay Spray is all $150. So it's a great way to start out if you want to try it. If not, like I said, get the other tins, get a quad. Any way you want to go with it, it's good stuff. If you have any questions, need any color matching, anything like that, message me and I'll get a hold of you and we'll talk more about it. If you have any other questions or something that you don't understand about the way it works, message me. I'd be more than happy to tell you about it because it's a different makeup than I've ever used. I never used cream before this, especially being oily. I thought, no way could I use a cream makeup. And it's changed the way I do my makeup, and I have to, every morning I get all excited. I get excited about putting my makeup on because I think, well, I'll try this today or I'll try that today. Just messing around with applications, messing around with colors that I never thought I would try, that I'm loving. And it's really streamlined my makeup bag. I mean, this is what I have, you know, it's super, super streamlined now. And also I just started using this last week, our Milk products. We have a skincare line, the Tres Leche skincare line, that's a 3-part system that is milk based. So it's a milk cleanser, it's a toner, and then it's a moisturizer. And so far I am loving it. And I'm kind of like a skincare junkie where I'm constantly trying new stuff and I'm always thinking, oh, there's something better. But so far it's great. It's a non-foaming cleanser, so that's different for me because, you know, you're used to bubbles. You're used to everything foaming up in your face and that's clean. Well, the sulfates aren't good for you. That's stripping your skin. So this is, it's like an eyedropper. You put an eyedropper and it's like you've got milk in your hand and it takes off makeup really well. Your face feels super clean and it's simple. Again, simple. 3 steps. Who can't do that? So that's also something that I can talk to you about. If you guys have questions, just let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Hi, Tess. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me, especially about the classroom collection, because that's a fantastic deal, or just colors in general. You want to be color matched? Send me a message. I'll get you taken care of. Hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon.